Peace, everybody. How y'all doing today? Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to give y'all a second to kind of get situated while I get myself situated as always. So, peace, peace, peace. Give it a couple minutes. Let people kind of get in the room a little bit. We're going to build a little bit today before we get into our weekend. So how's everybody doing? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me good? I got my mic off screen, but let me know if I'm clear, everybody. Can you hear me clearly? Just wanted to hop in and do a live with you guys, as we probably won't link back up until Monday of the following week. So, just give you guys a little bit of motivation, a little build for the day. How are we all doing today? I've been really busy, y'all. So between the energy reports, I got y'all. If you've been waiting, it's coming, I promise. It's just kind of a good little amount of them. And I type all of them up for you so you can have them for your records to keep for however long you would like to keep it. So the energy reports are going out. If you haven't received it, look in my bio, shoot me an email to figure out why. Sometimes there's an issue with the email, but just reach out. Not an issue. Reach out to make sure that you get your energy report if you pay for it. All right. So that's clear. If anybody would like to consult or do a one-on-one, now that's whether you are a beginner on this path, that's whether you are advanced, that's whether if you have something directly you would like to talk about, build on, if you would like a structured session around healing, removing those root traumas, those root causes of those issues. So that's pretty much what those sessions are in place for. My time is it's only so much time in a day, right? So to be sure that I'm able to utilize my time in the best manner possible, I ask that everybody just, book a session. I can't always reply back to emails. I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of DMs. I don't really like to do the DM thing that much because there's so many of these fake accounts out here. So I want you guys to always know when you're talking to me. But the best thing to do is to check the followers and to check the amount of posts, and it'll generally say that in the bio, because in my bio it says this is my only page. So if you don't see that on the page, it's probably not my page. So, just to be sure, just want to let you guys know when is the best time for you right now. Well, my booking schedule is online, so I have people who book throughout the day. So whenever my time is readily available, it's best to go by the booking. So that's even if, I've had a couple of requests to get on podcasts, to do shows. I'm very open to it. Just reach out to me. So now we got all that technical stuff out of the way, right? So now we got all of that out of the way. Let's focus on the building. Yes, scamming is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high, so we got to be careful. And, a lot of times they look like foreign accounts. If you just look at the way they're communicating, the words they're using, just practice that discernment and peep game, because they are going off of, hoping to get you excited by a follow from me and then reaching out to you. But, just think about it. Why would I reach out to you and say, hey, I'm trying to give you I'm picking people for a reading? It doesn't make sense. I don't really have time to do that. So please do not fall for that, y'all. Please do not fall for that. Okay? Do not fall for that. So that's it. No more energy on the leeches. Let's focus on the bill. Let's focus on the build. So what I'm working on, the breakdown for the movie Infinites should be up later today. That should be up later today. And it's a heavy one. That one is a good one. It's a heavy one. I highly advise everybody to watch it. So it's not up yet. I will post it and let you guys know when it's up. But it's very, very compacted. It's a serious build. That movie it's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about that journey. It's all about that journey within, that spiritual journey. It's just so many jewels in it. So that will be up and available later today. I made sure to post it so you guys know it. So pretty much from there. So that's just the first thing, heads up. So we're doing the energy report. Working on that for the YouTube, and of course we're doing the courses. So the courses is really taking the most because I'm putting the most energy into it. I'm covering a lot of ground, especially between the astrology, because it's just so many. It's just so vast. It's so much you can do, pertaining to astrology, and it's so very easy to fall into it religiously. And what I mean by that is, in a sense where you find it dogmatic. We want to avoid that. We want to take it and utilize it in our life. So this is a shadow work approach. So a lot of people ask about what is shadow work. So all shadow work it's a form of alchemy. You're dealing with your dark self. You're dealing with your shadow. You're dealing with your trauma. And you are taking all those things, right? And you are building yourself from those things. So it's not about no more hiding, no more shaming, no more guilt behind our past, behind, all of the, it's just so many things that we just have built up, So all of this knowledge that we are acquiring should be helping us. It should be bettering us in some way, shape, or form spiritually on our spiritual journey. So if it's not, you have to assess, what is it really doing for you? Because our ego can trick us so much. Because it's that uncomfortableness, that unknown. The ego doesn't like that. So when you start to push into that area, when you start to do those type of things, because growth happens when you're uncomfortable, right? Not all the time. Sometimes we can be comfortable and still be growing. But most of the time we have to get out of our comfort zone, right? So we can grow ourselves. But always remember that growth is a choice. So if you're not changing something, you're choosing it. So if you want to change something, you have to choose. You have to choose. You have to utilize your will. No one's going to come along and change it for you. No one's going to come along and give you the answer. Even me, no matter how much I talk to you, no matter how much information I give you, it's not truly going to matter until you are ready to internalize and act on those things. So all we really doing is stroking our ego when we just like to be smart, when we just like to know things other people don't know. That's how that ego can be so tricky and play with us. Even when it comes to getting information from places that we don't always get information from. And I see it all the time. And I know I've been guilty of it. We've all been guilty of it. But we cannot see knowledge or wisdom because we don't like the source it's coming from, or we don't like the means, or, where it's principled from. So our ego keep us from being able to accept that truth, to accept that wisdom, something that might even better us, but our ego won't allow us to take it in. And that's the trick. That's the trick. That's the trick. So we have to always be mindful of that. You have to catch yourself, when you're doing that, because when we're dealing with issues, when we're having problems, most of the time we have to go to a different vibration to resolve that problem anyway, right? So in order to do that, that means opening yourself up to other channels, other means of information. See, the current frequency where you at and that problem, it's not able to be solved. So that means you have to go outside of what you're used to, outside of what you know. Stagnant energy in mind. That's a great analogy. Indigenous thought. It's a great analogy. Yep, becoming stagnant. I can definitely see that. Yep, we don't like the tone. And sometimes I find that to not even be completely what it is either. So we'll say a tone, but subconsciously we're still projecting. You know what I mean? I think sometimes that's still not always the case. Because depending on what it is in itself, we don't always want to address what that thing is. Because it's hard to address what that thing is. That's why I made the post about the comedians. And I thought about this. It really came to me while I was making a post. And it hit me because I grew up watching a lot of comedians. My mom showed me all the comedians coming up. I was young looking at Def Comedy Jam. But what I noticed, and if you look at it, you really pay attention, look at stand-up comedy, a lot of times they're just calling out shadows. But it's done in an arts performing manner, so we're able to receive it better. Because when we're under the guise of entertainment, we are allowing things to enter our mind. That's what entertainment even means. So you're talking about your mental. So it's a lot easier to digest when it's coming from an environment like that. Sometimes, not all the time. Not all the time, because people ain't feeling Dave Chappelle and a lot of what he got to say. But if we really being honest, a lot of what he say is pointing out a shadow. So what happens, we get so much blowback from these truths because people not ready to be accountable for what they really mean yet. And that's where that disconnect be. So if you hear 9 times out of 10, you was considered a black sheep. You're what's considered to be, people might have called you a hotep or whatever. We know how that game go. But people can't accept that truth. That cognitive dissonance kick in. And it doesn't matter how much truth. It doesn't matter how much it makes sense. To that individual, it doesn't. To that person, it doesn't. That cognitive dissonance is a mug. It kicks in real good. Like Morpheus said on the very first Matrix. Anyway, you can't wake up everybody. It will destroy their mind. They will die. They will literally die. Because you destroying everything that they stand on, their whole foundation. So people have to get mad. They have to be angry. They have to retaliate. You destroying in a mental sense, in a literal sense, in a metaphorical sense, you're destroying their world. You're taking their world from them. Everybody can't fathom that. What are they going to replace it with? What are they going to do now? They've based every aspect and facet of their life based off of this false truth now. They can't accept that that's a false truth. You know how much they have to undo? You know how much they have to be accountable for now? That's not going to happen. That's why this path is not for everybody. So for the sake of your mental, you got to know that. And you can't always continue to try and push this on people it's not meant for. It's no different than them trying to push their dogma onto you. It's no different. So we have to remember that. You know what I mean? So when we get that blowback, that's where that's coming from. They're not ready to be accountable for that yet. They can't deal with that as of yet. Now, in their own time, maybe. And there are certain instances and circumstances that we have to stand up and speak our truth when people are challenging us, and we have to stand on our truth, and we should always do that. But outside of that, we not helping. We doing ourselves a disservice. Honestly, do not cast pearls unto swine. What are they gonna do with it? They see no value in it. And you know what? You have to be okay with it. Because to even not be okay with it and still try to push it is still ego. That's still your ego playing tricks on you. Because we are not here to be nobody's hero but our own. See, you probably could be better off helping or saving other people by helping and saving yourself and being the example of everything that you speak and believe. Because everything gonna speak for itself then. You are evidence. Then you are a testament to your gospel. Can't nobody deny your shit. It worked for me. You see what I meant? You a testament to it. It'll speak for itself. You ain't got to convince nobody or nothing. Because a lot of times we still trying to convince ourselves. Because we need that validation. That's why we got to do the shadow work. Because we're still seeking the outside validation. We're still seeking for somebody to approve of what we think, what we feel, and the path we're choosing to take. Don't nobody need to love your choices but you. Don't nobody need to love your choices but you. Nobody has to accept your choices but you. Now, whatever you choosing to do, whatever consequences come with it, you have to deal with that also. So when people choose to do things to harm other individuals, you got to deal with the consequences of it. It's a choice. Everything is in your hands at the end of the day. I'm not finna tell nobody otherwise. I'm not finna tell nobody nothing else, but no, it falls on you. It falls on you. Are we influenced by things on the outside? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's on you to be the savior that you seek. It's on you. See, you don't have to be a victim. You can be a survivor. Whatever you've been through, you survived it. You here now. You don't have to be a victim to it. You don't have to accept that as your narrative. You get to choose. That is the power. You can choose. You can choose. We don't understand the power of choice. When you can recognize the power of your choice, that's activating your own power. That's how you get in touch with your own inner authority. See, that's why a lot of us have so many issues with authority and why we question authority so much. Because we are still trying to connect with our own inner authority. You got to remember, every time you look at a movie, right? When you're looking at a movie, especially when we're talking about the hero's journey, right? We're talking about from tragedy to triumph. Every character, every person is you. The quest itself is you. So every piece of it is you. When you look at everything like that, it changes the way you perceive everything. It changes. So that's like when I put up the Kobe post. See, what I like to do, I like to take these figures that we know, and I like to use their own whatever it is to understand energy. Now, one of the things, if you look at Kobe, right, and you look at how he's talked about his darkness, his rage, because we go through things in our lives, right? We go through different things, and it affects us different ways, you know, because nobody is always on the up and up. I don't care who you are. Ain't nobody always just been in the best position ever. That's non-existent. That's not possible. That's ridiculous, and it's folly to think that. It's silly. If we're being honest, we gotta be adults about this thing. So, if you can know how to utilize energy just for what it is, because it's energy, so you can use it to your advantage, that's mastery. That's self-mastery. If you can master yourself, if you understand yourself, see, that's the point of astrology. You don't learn astrology so you can start to do everything based off the moon phases. You don't learn astrology for that. Nah. You learn it so you can make your own waves. You learn it so you can be your own God. So you can be your own divine being. Because when you understand, if I know what trigger me, if I know what trips me up, if I know what I lack, and if I know where I'm strong, I know how to utilize myself to my best possible advantage. And even my darkness, I know how to utilize that too. See, we have to understand our emotions. We're so fearful. We're so afraid of our emotions. We disapprove of our emotions so much that we just want to suppress them. We don't understand the power in them. We don't understand the power in them. You don't understand the reason why you're getting angry. You're getting angry because something is making you feel powerless. What is at the root of that feeling that you have that's making you feel powerless? Your emotions are to teach you. You're supposed to be an alchemist and transmute all that shit. We say it all the time. We take lemons and make lemonade. That's what alchemy is. You know damn well you wouldn't care for no plain ass lemon, but you'll take that and make it into some lemonade. That's what you want out of it. That's alchemy. We do it all the time. We do it every day. We do it all the time. We just don't know. That's the whole point of the TV program. They done tricked us into thinking things are way more complex than they really are. Just like magic. Magic is playing with your mind. You ain't doing nothing but playing with your damn mind. That's how magic is. But it's misconceptions because so many people just have propaganda that they think is information about other things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like with the crystals and the gemstones. People like, you don't worship rocks. Nobody worships rocks who understands crystals. If you think people really worship rocks, I mean, what more can I really say? Because that's not what that is. We understand that those crystals, gemstones, they pretty much carry the DNA of the earth. They are made the same way the earth is made. Some of them are millions of years old. They're minerals. Your body has minerals. Your food has minerals. Literally, it's a part of the earth. You can't use the part of the earth. Isn't everything on the earth put here for your benefits? Your herbs and everything for you to heal yourself? That's literally a part of the earth element in itself. But they don't like you playing with the earth element or playing with any of those type of things. That's been placed under a satanic umbrella. Because what you do is you take everything that's affiliated with this type of stuff and you put it under this one name, right? And you create all this negative connotation behind what of this said thing, because it was a means, a shift. It was a shift. You gotta understand, there were other gods and other things prior to what we know today in this modern world. So in order to rid the world of that, you have to demonize those things. So if you notice, and I say this every day, anything that empowers you is called satanic. So if you want to play with, or if you want to get caught up on what's satanic or what's not, then that's just another trick in itself, because it's just a veil. See, the evil created is a veil, so you don't pierce through it and look and be like, damn, so everything for me to change, what I need to change is in here. How do you keep people from something that you don't want them to have? How do you do that? Like, think about it. Everything they tell you, sage, crystals, herbs, affirmations, manifesting, they tell you all that stuff is bad. Talk to a traditional religious person, they're going to say all that stuff is bad. They're going to tell you that you can't deal with none of those things. When we know all of those things literally spiritually empower you. So who would want to keep you from being spiritually empowered? All we got to do is put two and two together. It's just critical thinking, but we're not taught critical thinking. We're institutionalized. We are told what to think or what we supposed to know without analyzing it critically. So we're not taught critical thinking. We're not taught how to think. See, my thing is not to tell you what to think. It's just to teach you how to think. I don't want to tell you what to think. Just know how to think. Just think for yourself. Realize when something has come into your mind that's not your original thought. That's what meditation teaches you. The more you meditate, you know that. The more you meditate, you know that. So we just have to, and if we being really honest, we already know what's right and wrong. Come on now. We have moral compasses. We know what's right and wrong. We know what we should and should not do. You should not need nothing or nobody to tell you what's right or wrong. You should not need that. We should know that. That is common sense. That is common sense. It's common sense now. But we can't keep avoiding our emotions. We shouldn't avoid our emotions. They are teaching us something. They're trying to teach you something. They're trying to tell you something. So what is telling you something about yourself? That's your shadow rising up, trying to tell you something. You seen Peter Pan? Peter Pan can't be Peter Pan without his shadow. He need his shadow. Why do he need his shadow? Why is his name Pan? Why is he affiliated with kids? See, all this shit is a connection because it's trying to tell your mind something. It's to control your spiritual mind. Because as long as they control your mind, they control your body. You will never excel, be what you truly can be. If you take a shark and put a shark in like a tank, it won't even grow that big. It'll be small because of the environment that it's in. Think about that. We love to say we crabs in a barrel. Who put us in the damn barrel? Why are we in a barrel? Think about these things, man. Because they want you to accept a lot of narratives, because in accepting a lot of these narratives, they're giving you your identity. And you can't ever allow this matrix to define you. Remember, Trinity told Neo that this matrix can't tell you who you are. The gems is in the movies. They be telling us in the movies. They do. We just have to peep it and see it. We have to see it, because all of the ancient knowledge is based in the myths. It's always in the myths. It's the storytelling. It's the power of storytelling. See, remember, and I made a post about this, but understand, your thoughts and things, the way you talk to yourself is the story that you are telling yourself. So when you saying, damn, I can't do this, and I'll never be good enough, that's the fucking story that you telling yourself. That's the story of your life, because you writing it, and that's how you choosing to write it. You are choosing to allow these other narratives tell you who you are, but you are the one with the pen. You have the power at any given time to write a new story. So it's about the stories we tell ourselves. What is the story that you telling yourself in your own mind? Cause whatever you believe, you write. Whatever you believe, you write. You think you can't, think you can't. Either way, you gonna be right. That's the power of the mind. And when we know the power of the mind, when we know, you can't go back. There's no going back. That's why there's some narratives I can't accept. I can't speak on them. I can't give my energy to it, because I know how the mind works. I'm not subscribing to that narrative. That is not the story of my life. And people can take it how they want to take it. And I can understand sometimes. I can. But I got to do this for me. See, I got to choose me. I have to choose me. Because nobody's going to make me the best version of me but me. So to be the best mother, I have to do that. To be the best wife, I have to do that. You see what I'm saying? To be as spiritually aware, I have to do that. I have to do all that. Nobody can do none of this shit for me. Nobody can do none of it for you. So why would you let somebody define you for you? Fuck all that. No. Don't never let nobody define you for you. Ever. Don't ever do that. You are the writer of your story. You the writer, you the author, the publisher, the director, the actor, you is you. You the main actor, but you choosing to sit on the sidelines. Why? Why you want to be in the background? You the main character, but you choosing to be in the background. And then when we refuse to learn our lessons, we repeat episodes. We repeating episodes. Repeat. You mean the same. Peace. Pardon the interruption, everybody. Pardon the interruption. My phone was going off. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me good? I think my mic also went out. Can you hear me? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. let me know something I like. Okay, it should be on in there. All right, all right. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. All right, I'm back. My bad, good people. My bad. I see y'all can hear me though. I appreciate the feedback. So we was just kind of building, just talking about these mental blocks and everything, because mostly we know that only we can hold ourselves back. And when you fully grasp that, you know that all of these things out here are still really just a form of distraction. So it's only but so much energy, that we should put towards a lot of these things. Because most of our energy really should go towards our own shadow work, should go towards building our own spiritual power. We talk a lot about manifesting, but are we dealing with the mental blocks that's in the way? Are we dealing with the emotional blocks that's in the way? Because emotion plays a factor in it too, right? So, most of us, we have a lot of baggage. We have those mental blocks. And we allow that to determine what we are or are not capable of. We allow those things to determine what we're capable of. And a lot of times as human, in our human state, we making a lot of assumptions about things on the outside. That's not always, necessarily true. A lot of times we are just projecting. Mental alchemist, you want to come on, bro? Where you at? Dreamwise? Let's see here. But yeah, I don't think I know this person. So, and then we allow our past failures to stop us. That becomes a mental block. When sometimes some things aren't supposed to happen at the time we try to make it. Sometimes, those bad experiences are to teach us, to make us stronger, to make us better, so we can see our vulnerability, see how to make ourselves better. But we allow that bad experience, we allow that to affect our confidence. We allow that to create self-doubt, and that's the trip up. That's the things we have to work through. How people look like other people and they are not related. That's not really my thing. I've seen a lot of those though. I've seen quite a few of those. It's pretty interesting concept depending on how you how you believe or how you see that. So I definitely see that. So don't be afraid to set goals. Are you setting goals? Are you coming up with a plan to acquire, to accomplish these goals? There's nothing wrong with progression. There's nothing wrong with progression. We get knowledge and then we think we should stop moving on a physical sense, and I think that creates a lot of imbalance in a lot of the people in the spiritual community. I don't think we're supposed to stop progressing. I don't think we should allow those things to discourage us from our passions, discourage us from our dreams. I see it so much. It's like we get knowledge to give us ammunition on why we shouldn't do shit. And I don't agree with it. I'm not getting no knowledge to be scared. I'm not getting no knowledge to second guess myself. Everything I'm trying to pick up is to push my ass to the next level. I ain't trying to be scared of shit. I'm not getting no knowledge out here to continue to be scared of things. No, because fear is lack of understanding. I'm trying to understand, so I ain't scared. That's me. That's me. I want to progress. I want to move. I don't think just because some people do fucked up shit in the music industry that you shouldn't make no music. I don't think that. I think that's crazy. Because what if your music is the way you heal people? What if that's how you heal humanity? Why do you have to not do something because of what somebody else did or didn't do? And you don't have to do it the way they did. You can do it however you want to do it. And if we not doing things because we fearing death, then we already fucked up. Because you already a good slave if you're not doing it because you're scared of dying. That's the first thing to make you the best equipped to be a slave. Because that's the first thing going to take your mind. You scared of death. We don't die. We do not die. We do not die. I know. I feel this. The soul doesn't die. Keep going. That's me. That's what I stand on. So you can't not do things out of fear of dying. No. Death is an illusion. Absolutely. You living to die. It ain't saying that you want to go out here and be reckless, but come on. Death anyway is the liberation. That's when your spirit and your soul be free from the body. That's why they say to be absent from the body, to be present with the Lord. That's what they mean. Because now you ain't bound in this no more. Now you're truly limitless. Now you truly are limitless. So I could never allow things to stop me. I feel like I'm taking in the wrong knowledge, or I'm perceiving it the wrong way. If it's stopping me from doing something that's in my heart to do, I ain't rocking with it. I'm not rocking with it at all. I don't care. I'm not rocking with it. I'm not rocking with it. Ain't no way I got a passion in my heart to do something for me to be told not to do it. Because I'm not doing it. I'm not living that type of life. That's not how I want to do it. Because see, I realize that you get to choose what you believe. You get to choose how you want to live what you want to structure your life off of. Why would I choose things that inhibit me, that frighten me, that scares me, that belittles me? I'm not accepting none of that. I'm not accepting nothing that makes me feel that way. Nothing. No. I will find something else. I'll keep on going. And they can say what they want to say about me. But that's me. That's what I value in my life. That's what I value. I can't be so concerned with what other people are doing that I'm living my life based off their rules. I'm not going to let nobody make no rules for my life. I came in this world as me by myself. I'm going to die and leave it as me by myself. Can't nobody here do nothing for me. Nobody. So this just me. I would not tell nobody not to do what's in their heart, man. I'm not going to do it. I don't care about what these people out here do in the music industry. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Because most of them people anyway are lost people. Most of them people don't know who they are. Why would I even concern myself about what they're doing anyway? I can't do that. You got to focus on your race. You got to run your race. You over here looking, you going to trip up and fall over. You got to focus on your path. This is a marathon. The marathon continues. You got to keep going. What I look like. I'm all about spiritual empowerment. What I look like allowing something to make me stop. No, I can't do that. And so, and at the root of all that, it was just me anyway. It's just me choosing to believe that. Me choosing to think that, oh, well, I can't do that. It's not going to be accepted. Says who? Says who? Says who? I don't live my life like that. So that's why I be big on, I'm not giving y'all no fear. I'm not going to fearmonger. I'm not going to do it. I'm not put here on this earth to do that. I'm not put here to do that. So I got to do what's in me for to do. I'm not going to give you no fear. Because see, a lot of people revert to that. You know why? Because it's a crutch. Because it's an excuse. It's an excuse. It really is. That's why the devil is a goat. That's why they keep putting everything around the worst images looking like a goat. That's why they want to do that to you. It's really just you. It's just you. It's just you. Do you really want to be old living with regret because you was too scared to try something that you know you love to do? And you never know what's going to come out of that. See, what we don't get, right? See, we want somebody, and I see this a lot. I saw this a lot dealing with a lot of entrepreneur things in the past. What we want an exact step by step. Yo, this is what you have to do. Do this, 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 and this. And this is exactly what you're going to have. Ain't nothing in life laid out that way. Nothing is that stable. Because you're seeking a stability that you can't have. You can't have that. You can't have that. The only stability you're going to have is in yourself. Ain't nothing going to come and be that guaranteed for you. Not a thing. No, not nothing. Hell, they told you to go to school and get a degree and everything going to be good. That was a lie. It's a lie. Listen, it's nothing that's going to give you exactly what you want step by step, and it's going to happen exactly this way. Nope. It do not work like that. You just got to be courageous enough. You got to be courageous enough to just take a step, because sometimes in your missteps, it's going to help you get to where you going. But you wouldn't even learn or even know what you would need or what's missing if you don't ever take this step. That's why they say you cannot stir a ship that's not moving. Even if you're going the wrong way, if you're moving, at least you can stir that ship. You're not going to know you're going the wrong way, but you would know. So you have to try. It's just like, in order to, when people would venture out to find new lands, they had to be courageous enough to lose sight of the land that they left. It takes courage. It takes courage. We're going back to the Wizard of Oz, and we don't talk about the cowardly lion. It really is just you. It's just you. That's really all it boils down to. But nothing's gonna give you that step by step. Nothing. And just understand. See, life, that split, that right wrong, or that good bad, or it also plays out as success or failure. That's why you split like that. That's why you split. To keep you divided, you are much easier to conquer. That's not just talking about groups of people. It's talking about yourself. Because you split. You don't know what the fuck to do. You split. And when you split, you indecisive. You don't know how to love your decisions. You don't know how to go with the flow. You don't know how to go along your journey and enjoy that damn view of your journey. You can't do it because you too split. You split in two. Trying to figure out what's the best thing to do. If it's right or if it's wrong. So you taking tests every fucking day. Everything is a test. Is it good or bad? Did you pass or fail? But you don't have to see it that way. That is the program. That's the program that they have you under. That's that binary system. That's that matrix system. That's what they got us under. Mentally, that programming. They did, and if we want to be honest, it starts with the religion. You know why? Because they tell you it's a God and a devil. That's the first split. They split you in half into two polarities right then and there. Right then and there. Because if we being honest, right? If you believing in God, but you also believing in the devil, it don't matter if you seeing it as good or bad. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all this game. It doesn't matter, man. They splitting you, yo. You're not at your full capacity. Because you so fearful of this one side of you. It's like you operate with one arm. Can you imagine with one arm? Imagine it. You got one damn arm when you really got two. You just don't want to use, damn, this shit bad. This some evil shit. I can't fuck with this arm. I can only use this one. How crazy do that sound? How crazy do that sound? But it take courage to be able to think for yourself, though. It take courage to think for yourself. I'm telling y'all some real game right now. I'm telling y'all some real game. That's why they love to show you them checkerboards. That's why they love to show you them checkerboards, man. Because they showing you that your ass is split. It's about you. I promise it's about you. You split. You split in half. That's why we different people on different fucking days. That's why. We split. We gotta heal and make ourselves whole. You have to make yourself whole. That's what you're doing. See, a lot of times we get wrapped up in thinking we seeking love in a partner. That's not what it is. That's why the relationship still don't work out. So I told you the plot twist, hey, you your own twin flame. You your own twin flame. It's you. You looking for yourself. You looking for yourself. Because you know why? Because you don't love all of yourself. It's so many parts of you don't love. You don't want nobody to see. And this society heightens it. It's like everything in society heightens it. It make it 10 times worse. It make it 10 times harder to even see it and escape it. Because everything in society, you pretty much have to get, you got to get in to fit in. You got to go along to get along. The minute you go against, everything is set against you. Everything. Everything. That's right. You got to find love in yourself. It's not going to matter what you find on the outside until you deal with what's in here. That's why people can have a whole lot of money and still be unfulfilled. You ever heard the saying, some people are so broke that all they have is money? Now imagine you placing your whole value of yourself based off your damn bank account. And some people got all the money you could think of and they're not happy. They are not at peace. Just think about it. It's a mind thing. It's mental. It's mental. And it's deep. You ever wonder why you see people who have more material things than you and they jealous of you? And you like, why you jealous of me? You looking at them thinking you comparing yourself to them because they got more material. But they looking at you and all they can see is your spirit, your vibration, your aura. That shit is making them jealous. They can't have what you have. That shit is driving them crazy. They don't care about that material shit. See, you throwing your value off some material, that's the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. That's the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. Yo, you are so much more than this physical. Like, you literally fell here. You had to drop to even be here. This shit is low. Why would you equate yourself based on it? You shouldn't. You don't. Don't ever do that. That's the trick. That's the trick. To keep you in the hamster wheel. Why? Because now you're going to want to keep going out buying more things. Now you're going to keep being tricked into falling into this capitalism. Into falling into this, oh, I need this, I need that. No, you don't. You know why? Because as soon as you get it, it's going to be something else you need. Because that's what the ego going to do. It's going to be something else you need. Oh, well, I need this. You can't even stop and have time to appreciate. Think about it. Think about abundance. My cup runneth over. How your cup going to run over and you can't see your cup is full? Are you a glass half empty, half full person? That's why they asked that. How is your mentality? How is your mentality? So you gotta think about it. It be ego. That be all it be. So we have to, if what you're acquiring and what you're doing on a day to day isn't growing you in that way, you gotta assess what is it doing. You have to assess why is it getting your energy. So you gotta sit down and you have to look at everything that you are putting your energy towards. And then I want you to really sit down and look at what's your values. What do you prioritize in your life? Now I want you to compare the two lists. And I want you to see, now looking at the things that you prioritize in your life, how much of your time is going to those things? Or are you putting all that shit on the back burner? And then you wondering why you're not happy. And then, that survival gets us. Well, we gotta work, we gotta pay the bills. I know that's how they get us. But see, if we understand the money and currency and the way energy work, hell, money is genuinely attracted to happiness. So happy people attract a lot of money. So if you can't be in a happy state, or if you miserable in a low vibration because you done had to trade all your damn time just so you could pay your rent, you still ain't got no damn money left, your energy's still gonna be low. You're gonna feel drained, you're gonna be tired still. Cause that's how it's made. The dude on Matrix, listen, look at the last Matrix when he said they do more to us now. And out of the fear, people actually produce more. Look at what's happened over the last 2 years. Look at what came from the fear when we went through that shutdown, through that pandemic. Look at all the freedoms people will willingly give away out of fear. Like, think about it. Look at how much people would give away their freedoms, right? Because they have a fear of not having a stability. But this shit is drain. It's to keep. I'm telling you, it's to keep you low as possible. Because as long as you're in a low vibration, you can't raise up to even receive higher dimensional messages. You can't even see it. A person can't even process in a higher love state when they stuck in survival. That's the point. Between the food, between the poisons, the medications, between the damn schools, between the TV, everything is lowering our vibration. Everything is just to bring us down. And everything they tell you is bad is to bring your vibration up, to bring your frequency up. Now, who would benefit from you having a low vibration? Who would benefit from you not being able to save yourself? Who don't want you to save yourself? Who wants you to be dependent on others? It's just a little critical thinking. It's just a little critical thinking. Our fear is absolutely food for them. Now, it's a whole nother conversation. Absolutely. That's why they do project a whole lot of things off into humanity. That's why you see all the news stories that you see. That's why they show you somebody getting shot by the police every day, every week, because they got to keep you in that fear state. So they can feed off of you. So they can feed off of you. That's your food. That's why you have to learn to stand on your square. You have to be aware of who you are. You got to learn your triggers. You got to know who and what you are. Because it's how you're more subtle to react. What type of patterns do you fall into? Well, damn, I know that when I start to doubt myself, I can turn and do this. And that's not a pattern that I'm trying to fall back into. That's the power of doing shadow work. That's all it is. I promise, if you want to start shadow work right now, start with a journal. It sounds cliche and it sounds simple, but start with a journal. Because your journal is evidence and proof of your journey. Absolutely, them archon entities. That's what it is, feeding off of you. So when you have them emotional outbursts, it's food. Food. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. And now, yeah, look at what they got in the news right now about the monkeys in the pot. So now we about to be another outbreak, or at least mentally, they want you to come. We gotta understand the game. We have to know the game. There's money in trauma. You ain't know that. You didn't know. Not only is it money, it's energy. So if it's a lot of money anyway, you gotta know it's a lot of energy in it. Shadow work is just, just working with your shadow self, man. It's just your trauma. So your shadow self is what's molded out of your trauma. So it's what you hide. It's what you don't want nobody to know about yourself. It's all the shame you feel about yourself. The self-doubt, the insecurities, all those things that keeps us back. It's also all of those thoughts from people who contributed to your upbringing, who may have installed limiting beliefs in you. So whenever you hearing limiting beliefs in your mind when you want to try something, and that voice come and tell you can't do it, that's your damn shadow. That's your ego. That's what it is. And it usually sounds familiar. So it's a familiar voice. It's your mother or your teacher or your old principal or your boss. Somebody repeating, somebody in your ear that has amplified one of your inner fears. That's what it is. That's why you always have to be mindful of what you listen to. Because your ears are an amplifier. Your ears are an amplifier. So when you hear things, depending on where you are within yourself, what you are at conflict with within yourself. So whenever you're having that internal dialogue, whenever you're doing that what if or what, inner conflicts gonna manifest as outer conflicts. So a lot of our conflicts with people, entities, whatever outside of ourselves reflect a conflict we have within ourselves. So I'm about to wrap it up though for now. But before we hop off, any questions? Y'all want to talk about anything? Anything we wanna touch on before we dip out? Any questions anybody wanna ask? So yeah, I will save and share this live. I've already shared the first one from when we was disconnected, but I will share this one also. And I'll put it on the YouTube as a whole video together. I always put the lives on the YouTube, so if you do happen to miss, or if you ever want to go back, because it is a lot of content on my Instagram, you can always go to the YouTube, and the YouTube channel has all the lives also, so you can check them out on the YouTube. So that's always the means to go back and get the live. How can you vibrate higher? Well, when you do healing work with your lower chakras, doing lower chakra work will automatically kind of push you higher, because the lower chakras are the more personal ones, so you're dealing more with what's going on in your physical. So it's like when you get to your heart and rise up, it's symbolic to higher dimensions. So if you hear people talk about 4D, 5D, here's a different approach that you can view that from, right? Or higher dimensions. You can think about it like this. In order to even be able to receive, when you hear some people talk who are on a high frequency, who are giving knowledge, spiritual knowledge, downloads, it's coming from a higher frequency. So it just means you have to mentally or spiritually be in a different place to even be able to receive it. And when I say receive, that's in a sense of being able to grasp the concept. That's even be able to get the wisdom. And I say wisdom specifically instead of the word intellect, because we're talking about a different form of energy. So it's like wisdom, wisdom is in a sense the lesson, versus intellect is the logic, So that's kind of the thing. Peace, Joe 91. Peace. I usually catch you up on the live most of the time. So just in vibe and highlight. So you have to meditate. Like I'm gonna tell you every day, meditation got to be your foundation. Even if you can only do it for 5 minutes at first, then you go to 10, maybe 15. But you have to put yourself in that state, because it's too many distractions. It's just too many distractions. From your phone, everything is such a distraction. Everything. So when you are able to meditate, you can bring yourself into that quiet space. And that's where you have to be to tap into that frequency. Remember, God, as we've come to term it, is a frequency. It's a vibration. So when you can tune in to the frequency, remember our minds are like radios, they're receivers. So what frequency are you at? What are you picking up? What are you picking up? You feel what I'm saying? So when you get to a higher frequency, you are able to pick up different information. It's like channeling. See, we might have the idea that a channel, go into this trance, or, because TV provides the damn basis for how we see most things, but that's a form of channeling. To just be at a frequency and you are able to receive downloadable this just information. So when you a channel, if you are a channel, you have to distribute. You can't not do. Like, that's a part of just who you are, your purpose. So like that can be how a person can not be in tune with their spiritual gift. So, because you could think it's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So if you can see it for what it is, then it will look like it's crazy. But in reality, no, you're a channel, you're a vessel. So something higher is speaking through you. So it's some people that's chosen that do that. So they speak, it's through a current. It's like a current. So when they say these things or certain things, it just vibrates with people. It just vibrates with certain people. It speaks to a specific part of you. So it's not even about talking to you consciously. I'm talking to the you that's in you. The real you, the true you that's in you. The one that's in there that's sleeping. That's dormant. That's fighting to wake up. Now some people are dead asleep. And they supposed to be asleep this life. Some people not supposed to wake up this life. That's something that we have to recognize. That's something that we have to recognize. And it took me a long time to realize that I channeled. I didn't know what it was because we don't have a guide. That's why I say whatever you living in your life, that's your initiation. Because we are no longer in a time that supports this, that has a high priestess system. We don't have that anymore. So we are literally learning. We are literally walking through the underworld learning. So this breakdown of infinites, y'all gotta watch that. Because that's all it's about. The ancient ones. And while we here. That movie provides so many gems. So I'm going to put that up for y'all today. It's coming up later. So, let's see. We got any more questions? The movie Infinites with it came out last year. I think it got Mark Wahlberg in it, and he got the dude from the guy that filled the earth. So excuse me. That breakdown, it's like that, y'all. It is like that. Like that. And you know, drinking water. Let me tell you something. On this spiritual journey, you have to drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Spirituality moves through water. And the higher you go up and vibe, the more water you need. Sometimes I feel like you can't get enough water. And a lot of that I feel like has to do with the way that they have this water. You know, these fake filtration that they're doing with the water. And the water not really being in its best form anyway. So I think that's just another ploy of the way, you know, they are yet and still trying to keep us limited. But drink plenty of water. Please drink water. Please drink a lot of water. It is very vital for you to drink water. It's very, very vital. It's very, very vital. I would agree with that. Lucifer is the light that leads you. It's not necessarily the third eye. I would agree with that. I would say the third eye is pretty much like a symbol. It's like a symbolic representation. It's become like its own concept. It's like a philosophy, of ideology of understanding that. And the way I gather is there's so many throughout different ages in human history. There's just been different means of telling these concepts, these stories, you know, in a certain place in life to start your spiritual journey. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you can start I think your spiritual journey, I think even when we don't know we're on our spiritual journey, we're on our spiritual journey. I think you being who you are, just in general, going through your experiences is your spiritual journey. I believe people who not even conscious are still on a spiritual journey. Because I feel that if we don't die, if we live over and over, if we are constantly going through growing evolutionary states, if we are learning, right? If we are always learning, then that's just a means of acquiring more data. So at some point in time, I had to have gone through a life where I didn't know shit, where I was just dead consciously. And so the way I feel like it's still a necessary part of the journey. I think everything plays its role. And so being here, it's a lot easier for me to let people be. It's a lot easier for me to let people be and to not feel like I have to do this or do that. I don't feel that no more. I don't feel the need to do that because I still see purpose in people being dead zombies. I still see purpose in it. I still see a point in it. I still see a lesson in it. Maybe it's to show you. Because even honestly, if we create our reality and conjure all this up and project all this anyway, then we do that anyway. We already know what they are. They're just fillers. It's like an NPC when you playing a video game. It's main characters, but it's still filled in with a whole lot of characters. We can't get caught up in the side missions. We can't get caught up in doing the little things over here on the side. That's just the filler up. You feel me? They just to reflect different pieces of you back to you anyway. You know, because you aren't always conscious either. Or you won't always, healed in certain places either. And these people are simply here to just mirror that back to you also. I advocate for hugging trees. I think trees are great therapists. I think that if you don't have nobody to talk to in your life and you're going through a lot of shit, grounding yourself, sitting, talking to a tree is very therapeutic. And a lot more therapeutic than people know. It might sound crazy and you might look crazy to some people. But that's what I think. When looking at trees and I think that, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta let your soul lead you. Because everything is not gonna come from no book. Everything is not gonna come from a book. You the book. The book is really just you. It's just trying to do the best to interpret you anyway. It's you. So, yes, I can't wait to get this done. I'm editing it right now. So, probably later today, this infinite video will be up and ready. It's definitely going to be ready today. So, I can't wait for you guys to see it. And when I put it up, whatever comments, whatever you want to add, contribute if you've seen the movie, please do so. Like it, share it, of course. The Mandela effect affected us, made us forget our true powers and ability, only using a small percentage of our brains and DNA. I can vibe with that. Some people suspect, though, that, when there was such the huge change in history, that there was something supernatural, superhuman, or magical that took place in order for things to happen like that. So that kind of falls along the lines of that. That's why I say I want to make movies. I think I'm going to make movies. I think I'm going to take all this and I'm going to make movies. I think that's my thing. I think I'm going to make movies. The YouTube channel is Cosmic Paradox. It has the same logo and everything. You can find it in my bio. So if you click the link in the bio, at the top of the page that pops up is all of my social channels, and you should see the YouTube icon, and it'll take you to the YouTube channel. So yeah, the YouTube channel is Cosmic Paradox. Yeah, Cosmic Paradox. Yeah, Nope came out last week in theaters. Yeah, Nope is cool. It was okay. It's okay. I gotta see it again. I did the little small video on it, but I gotta see it again. I do have a Facebook page also. It's Cosmic Paradox also. I think if you put in it's the Cosmic Paradox. But the page still comes up the same logo. I'm not as active on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. Same handle as Twitter. At Cosmic Paradox 2_. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Clubhouse, even though I never go on Clubhouse. But I'm up there. So, I'm pretty much on all the channels. Practice spiritual and mental alchemy. You want to start working with yourself. You want to start to address your traumas. You want to get to the heart of the matter. It's about getting to the root. So in terms of the root, because we experience a lot of things over our life, but a lot of times they generally come back to a few things that we typically struggle with. So in case if you are into numerology, if you're into astrology, so the utilization of those tools is a means of shadow work, because what they can do is give you an insight on how you are energetically composited. So it's a look at your energy. Okay, so it's a look at what you could be more prone to be attracted to, and to things, for certain things to carry out, and how that energy may play out in your life. And so once you have a grasp of the energy, of understanding the energy, then you can transmute it. See, honestly, I think a lot of the work is when you bring it to light. Because, like, it's like becoming aware of it. So once you become aware of it, now you can do something about it. But before, you're dealing with unconscious patterns that you fall into because you're not aware. Because that's how you generally react, so that way that, just to keep yourself in a state of homeostasis. So that's how your body working, your mind working along with your body. Because when things happen to us on a trauma level, it affects us. Don't matter if it's emotional, nothing physical could have happened to us, but it affects us energetically. So your body's going to respond to it. So sometimes, certain physical things that manifest in our body is a crystallization of certain, mental or energy patterns that we have, or certain traumas that we have that has impacted us so much. Positive reinforcements to love to balance out the negative energy and get from other parent light bright. Yeah, it's a lot of means. I'm thinking about putting together a prompt book of different assessments on a day-to-day basis to just do shadow work. I've been thinking about it. I think that's something that I'm going to do and put together, because I get asked a lot about shadow work. I get asked about it a lot. So I use a lot of analogies so people can get it. A lot of times we have to hear things so many times before it registers. We could know something, but do you know about heart? Right? Do you know about heart? Why do we even say that terminology? Because it's different. Because it's levels to knowing. It's levels to knowing. Do you know from your heart, or do you know from up here? Because it's a difference. Now, when you connect the two, right? When you make that connection, heart and mind together, then you're a different type of being. And that's what shadow work ultimately does anyway. It unites you. It brings you into cohesion with yourself. It resolves those inner conflicts. Because a lot of times you're having indecision, you're struggling with making decisions or struggling with doing things because you're at a conflict inside of yourself about something. So you're feeling two ways about something. And that's usually it's because you're able to see both sides of something. And you're able to put yourself in both predicaments. So you have to resolve the conflict though. So it's like being in a boat and you can't go any direction because both sides is trying to paddle opposite direction, so you're not moving. So that's what's happening. And it creates a lot of friction. And friction is heat. Friction is fire. So that's how you get anger. That's how you get rage. That's how people can be angry and be having all this, all these outbursts, and they don't know why. They don't know where all this energy is coming from. It's that frustration. It's that frustration because it's all that friction from that energy. You got to do something with it. See, remember we talk about a phoenix rises from the ashes. So ashes is specifically used because we're talking about the element of fire, because you're going through a trial by fire. So one thing about fire, it gets rid of all the impurities, and you only left with what's pure. You only left with the soot or the ash. That darkness that's left when you burn something up. That's what your melanin is symbolic to. That ash, that soot, right? That darkness, so the ash of the phoenix rises from that because it's all of the greatest, the purest parts. So all of the good things from your shadow. So let's say if you got a temper, you have a temper because you're a protector. You may have a strong protective nature. So that's just your shadow protecting your inner child. So you got to know how to utilize that power. You got to know how to utilize that energy. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be something bad because you don't know how to use it. It's like X-Men. Like the mutants be having powers. But before they go to Professor X and learn how to use their powers, it's a burden. Because they be done kill people. They be done hurt somebody. They be done hurt themselves. They be scared to get close to people. It's the same analogy. Until they learn how to use them powers, and then they use them for good. It's the same thing. They keep telling us, y'all. They telling us. But you got to be able to see. You just got to be able to see it. So you the mutant. You're the mutant. You have that power, but you are coming down on yourself, beating yourself up, feeling bad about yourself because you see it as a bad thing. Meanwhile, a person with vision, with sight, how your enemy see you, motherfucker, you got superpowers. That's how they see you. Of course, they don't want you to know. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you don't know what you are. That's the point. So, I got to wrap it up, though. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done today and over the weekend. So, just wanted to connect with the tribe for a minute. Give y'all some inspiration, give y'all a little bit of motivation, a little, some little gems for the day. But, check out the YouTube. Now, to be mindful, I do have 2 YouTube channels. So, the YouTube channel, The Black Occultist. I'm going to pin it up here. That channel is an older channel. I've had that channel for years. And there is so much information on that channel also. We do. Okay. Okay, I'll come here and get it. I'm coming. Hold on. So yeah. So the Black Occultist, that's the other channel. And there's a lot of occult knowledge on the Black Occultist. There's some raw info on that one. So you definitely gonna want to check out the Black Occultist. I know I did. The last big breakdown on there was the Kabbalah Tarot Astrology breakdown. And it's half of it. It's only part 1. So in that breakdown, I connect the Kabbalah with tarot, with astrology. Because I'm telling you, all of this shit is connected. All of it is connected. But the newer channel is the Cosmic Paradox. So everything from here on out that I've been uploading is on the Cosmic Paradox channel. But you definitely want to check out the Black Occultist channel. You want to check that channel out. I've had it for about 8 years. So my first videos is on there. My first matrix breakdown is on there. A lot of things is on that channel. So you want to check that channel out as well. Okay, so, and again, if you got the energy report, if you haven't received it and it's been a week, please email me, because there may be an issue with your email, or there may be an issue with the information. I just want to make sure that I can get it done accurately. So please reach out if you have not received that and it has been, a significant amount of time. I do not want you all to be waiting for that, and because I may not know that you haven't received it. So please reach out to me and let me know. Appointments, if you have a one-on-one session, or if you would like a one-on-one session, that information is also in my bio. So you can book me. That's an hour. We can build. We can talk about your spiritual journey. We can come up with a plan for you as far as healing and doing your shadow work, as far as, getting to those root causes. I do have tools and techniques, audios, worksheets, and things of that nature that goes along with this programming. So depending upon where you are in your journey or what you would like to address is the direction we will take in these one-on-one sessions. So it's completely up to you. Also, the ebooks are available. If you would like a paperback or hardback copy, you can get that off Amazon. So I have put the Cash App up here. If you would like to donate to the Cash App, it is Know Thyself Universe. You should see my face on there, and it should have my name, Rakia Parker. So if you would like to donate, if you find anything helpful and just want to contribute to the cause, then we absolutely would love to accept your donation. Any other questions before I hop off? Yes, eat plants, living plants. Yes, I will say this: if you are on your spiritual journey and you are doing, your spiritual work, it definitely helps you to go on a meatless diet. It helps you to do that. Now on your journey somewhere, you may decide you want to go back along on it, but when you are doing your healing, it's best for you to change your diet, because even some of your chakras function better off of your higher chakras function better off of like a vegetarian type diet. So I will go with that. Take that in mind too. So that's why I also say when you're fasting, do that with a spiritual goal. Keep that in mind. Um, let's see. No, I'm not single. I'm married. Let's see. Yes. So yeah. So that's a good thing. So like I say, detox or fast. It's an excellent kind of. It's not really a shortcut, but to some it may be. For some people, they just may need to change their diet up to be able to vibrate higher. It really depends on your path, on your journey, So that's why I always tell people to really, you gotta be in tune with yourself. You have to be in tune for yourself with yourself, because there's really, your soul is the true leader in what it is that the path that you take. So fasting from the 7th to the 12th. Okay, that's dope. My birthday is coming up, so pretty soon I'm about to get back into a vegetarian type of diet. I've been eating a lot of meats, but I feel the calling for me to go back into my more meatless days. So you just gotta, you gotta trust your own spirit. You gotta trust your own journey. You gotta trust your own journey with it. But until next time, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. But be sure to hit the link in my bio if you want to link with me more, if you want to do more, if you want to link up, things like that. So the Bobby joke. I feel it. I do. It's always good seeing people, man, that are familiar with Bobby and his work. So, but I'm out of here. Peace and love to everybody. Y'all stay dangerous. I stay dangerous. I say stay dangerous, so stay dangerous, because we are a danger to this system. Because if we really can wake up and function at our full capacity, we'll tear this motherfucker down. So stay dangerous. Stay dangerous. Peace, y'all.